right on east. This is east right here. Yep. Right on east. Right on top of it. All right, so now on the Celerium map, we're going to go to the date, March 20th, 2022. And what we're looking for is it to rise, and this is the horizon, like the dot of it being right above the horizon due east, which will mark the equinox. All glory to Most High, y'all. This beautiful sunrise. I said this was my first time tracking it, but it was a success. It was due east, obviously, depending on my position, it would be right on top of it, but it was due east nevertheless, and all glory to the Most High, His beautiful creation and His perfect coordinates to give us the track. Right at around 7:40, it's rising right above east. And then to match my clock, about 7:46, follows this angle. That's because that is the angle of the circuits it travels. And it doesn't travel in straight, like vertical lines. It's an angle. It shifts each day to the left, which would be more north. So let's go to the next day. So the next day it should be shifting. You see how it totally clears the east. It takes a while to actually get due east. There's only 1 day or 2 days a year that is actually on that equator line to rise exactly above the horizon east. Because let's look at the day before. See that there? About time it rises, right about there, it's to the right of east. The day after, March 20th, which is the actual equinox, you see that it rises. If we want to even get even more technical. Man, can't get much more perfect than that.
But notice on the right-hand side, right here, you have this marker, and it's kind of odd. It's not normal with the other markers in the circle. And this marks special things. It points to two separate places. So looking at it real careful there again, you can see how it comes out, and it marks two circles that are special circles in here. And so going on, if you look at this first one here, if you draw a real thin line, you'll notice that it's marking the edge of that first circle that has the notches in it, so that outer edge. Okay, and then the smaller one, or the other one there, actually marks the smallest circle on the dial. And so this circle here is the Equinox Circle, and that's the most important one that we want to look at, because the spring equinox always starts their year, and that's how the calendar basically works. This one is actually the summer solstice one. So just remember, during the summer solstice, the sun is the furthest north, and so any shadow we have is going to be smaller. Winter solstice, it's the furthest south, so any shadow we have is going to be the longest shadow, and the equinox is going to be right there in the middle. So let me show you what that would work. On the summer solstice, you would have the smallest shadow, and so this is what the shadow would look like. So what marks that very first circle. So that first circle is the summer solstice. That would be June 21st, first day of summer. 1 month later, you would have July 21st. So it's 1/4 into that season. So 3 months per season. So at this point then, this is June 21st. This would be July 21st, August 21st. And then finally you hit the Equinox Circle at September 21st, which is the fall equinox. And then we keep going. The next one would be from September would be October, and then November, and then December. And again, you can't see that outer ridge, but that would be the farthest out. So that would be the winter solstice. At this point, the sun would start coming back north, and so the shadows would get smaller. So this would be July 21st, and then February 21st, and then finally back to March 21st. This would be the spring equinox. This would be the most important part of the year for them. So that center circle, the outer edge right here, is the most important part of calculating how the year works. But then, of course, it would keep going, and you would go from the spring equinox at March 21st to April, and then May, and then finally back to June 21st, which would be the summer solstice. And the entire thing would start over again.